girl can cook. She got the recipe. She got what you need. That girl can cook. That black girl magic. I gotta have it.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite restaurant dishes, and that is catfish pontchartrain. Okay, so look, grab all of your ingredients, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. All right, y'all, we're going to jump right into this. And the first component of this 3-component dish is the dirty rice. Okay, so I'm going to cook up a pound of ground beef. You can use a half pound. You really don't need a whole pound, but I went ahead and used the child because what else I'm gonna do with it, right? But anyway, you're going to need a half pound to a pound of ground beef. And I'm adding in a 1/3 cup of Holy Trinity. Y'all know I usually saute my veggies first, but I wanted that flavor to get in that meat, child. So I cooked it with it this time, okay? But add in a 1/3 cup of that mix. It's already mixed. I bought it from Aldi and I just added in the cup. And here I'm going to season it with 1 teaspoon of Tsp Creole Seasoning. And I said Tony's Creole because Tsp be eating me up. All right. I don't even know that's how you pronounce it. But I'm going to add that in. You want to make sure you brown your meat. Make sure it's cooked. Everything needs to be cooked completely. We don't need no medium well ground beef. And I don't know why, but you absolutely can cook this in the same pot that you're going to boil your rice in. I think I was having a slow moment there and then just didn't realize that I was going to be cooking it all in one pot. So I'm just going to transfer it and we're going to act like it never happened. All right. Boom. There it is. Okay. So I have my ground beef in the pot and then I'm going to add in 2 cups of minute rice. This is minute rice, not regular rice, minute rice. All right. If you want to cook your rice before you put it in, it is totally fine. You won't need all the chicken broth and stuff like that. So you have to figure those ratios out. But this recipe calls for minute rice. And I'm going to add in 1 to 2 bay leaves because that's what's going to give it that good New Orleans flavor. That's what you want. All right. Put them bay leaves in there. Little small ones or 1 big one will do just fine. So I'm going to add in a heaping teaspoon, 1 heaping half teaspoon of Old Bay, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, and then I'm also going to add in a half teaspoon of some paprika for additional color. We're going to mix that up real quick. And y'all, I almost forgot to put my little butter in there, okay? So don't forget about that. Make sure all the rice is underneath that liquid. Throw you in a tablespoon of butter. And then you just cover it. Bring it to a boil, cover, and then simmer for about 6 to 8 minutes. It's minute rice. It does not take long. Okay? It does not take long at all. Don't forget to take your bay leaves out unless you want to freak somebody out and they think they eating trees in their food. Please remove the bay leaves, all right? But once it's done, that's it. That's all. And if you want to cheat a little bit, you can put a little browning in there to give it some additional color. But if not, it's okay. But take it off the heat and set it to the side because now it's time for us to work on these fish fillets. They come together really quickly and very beautifully. So I have about a pound of fish here, almost a pound. They're really big fillets. I don't know if y'all can tell that or not. And I'm adding a little bit of avocado oil to them along with a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, a half teaspoon of some black pepper. And then I'm going to also add on what I like to use, Seafood Magic by Chef Paul Prudhomme. Y'all, this is a really good season. It's perfectly balanced. It doesn't have a lot of salt in it, but it does have a good flavor to it. So I recommend that you go and find you some of this. If you have not had it, you can purchase it in Walmart. This is not a sponsored video. It's just a really good product, okay? So rub that on, and then I'm only going to put the Chef Prudhomme on the back. I don't want to over season this fish, okay? So just put the seasoning on the back. If you just want to salt the back, that's fine. We want that blackening seasoning on the front so it can have the nice color, but you want to taste both sides. So please make sure you season both sides, all right? So we have that to the side, and now we're over medium heat. I'm going to add in about 2 to 4 tablespoons of avocado oil plus a tablespoon of butter to my hot skillet. We're going to let that melt down. And you want to make sure this skillet is hot. When you make blackened fish, you have to make sure the skillet is hot so you get the perfect sear. All right. So make sure it's hot. Add in your fish. There you go. Just like that. Very carefully. And you want to press it down to make sure every edge is on that skillet surface. Okay. And we're going to sear this for about 6 minutes on the first side until it's nice and brown and crispy. Okay, if you need to check it, that's fine. It doesn't take long at all. All right. And then after you sear it on the first side, you want to sear it on the second side for another 3 to 4 minutes. All right. You're going to squeeze some lemon juice on it just right before it's ready. And when those edges turn nice and brown and crispy, y'all, it's ready to go. You should be able to pick it up and it should not fall apart, all right? Be careful though, because it will. But there you go. Look at that. Beautifully done. Set it to the side, and now we're going to work on the sauce. So in that same skillet with that oil and butter, you're going to add in a half cup of your Holy Trinity mix. Again, I have this already mixed. I bought it purchased like that. Um, I just put it over in the pan and it works perfectly. And then to that, after we saute those until they're nice and translucent, we're going to add in our crawfish tail meat. I bought this out the store already peeled, already deveined. It's not seasoned. It tastes absolutely terrible by itself. You have to season it, okay? But it's in there. And I'm going to add in a half teaspoon of Tony's Creole Seasoning. Now, some of y'all might be saying, oh, you add a lot of seasoning. This is a layered dish. There's a lot of layers of flavor with different components. So you got to add the seasoning, okay? We're going to go ahead and cook those down until they curl up just a little bit more, okay? Just like that. Look at them. And I like to save some to the side because I like to eat on them. And then I also like to garnish it in the end with more crawfish sometimes. So I just took some out because I really like them. And my son likes to eat them. So that's what we did. But here we're going in with a cup of heavy cream. And to thicken our heavy cream, we're going to use a cup of grated Parmesan. Now you can use any other cheese of your choice. This is what I like to use. This is what works best for this recipe. So grated Parmesan. If you're going to hand grate it like that, you might have to do just a little bit more. If you're using the one out the pack, it might just be just fine, just like it is. But add that in, mix it in very well. Make sure your heat is reduced down to a lower heat. And we're going to add in some paprika, a half teaspoon of Old Bay, 1 full teaspoon of garlic powder because I didn't add any fresh garlic in here, a half teaspoon of black pepper, and then we're going to mix that, okay? Now, if you boil this sauce and it separates, that's on you. Make sure you reduce your heat down to a lower temperature so it's just at a simmer. And y'all, once that comes together and it's to your consistency, taste it, and that's it. That is absolutely it. All we have to do now is plate it up. And there you have it, guys. Absolutely amazing, this catfish pontchartrain. Baby, let me tell you. Pappadeaux, I ain't got to dry it down there no more, okay? I can make this at home, and it is absolutely amazing. Perfect for a date night, and really good if you're trying to impress somebody, all right? But anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. As always, thank you for tuning in to my channel. If you try this recipe out, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Bye!